Hello guys and welcome. In today's video, we are going to review and analyze my results for the round 1 CESIM. So my name is The Unicorns. That's the name of our company. So this is my visual representation of the sales revenue. So you can see most of me and my closest competitor, we are the ones who are somehow like improving, because I had 1.26 million. They had 1.26. I had 1.23. So in my profit and loss statement, my sales revenue was 1.25, 1.2, sorry. So this is in billions, not thousands, because we have 3 zeros here. That's why you normally see that we have a thousand sign here. So we have the cost and expenses. My cost, my variable production cost was 330,000. My future cost, my R&D, the money that I'll use in designing my products, my Tech 1, Tech 2 products. We have my promotion. This money I'll use to spend so that most of the customers will be aware of my product. Administration. So if you look at my cost and expenses, my total cost was 962. The funny part about, or the other side of this cost and expense, the R&D cost and promotion, although they'll eat on your profit, they'll have a long-term effect. So in the later rounds, you'll feel it will pay back in the later rounds. If you don't invest in the R&D and promo, your sales will reduce. So it's better you keep on investing. And for this round, these other guys had negative. They have nothing to worry for the negative, because most of the companies are investing. So let's move down to my assets, my balance sheet. My fixed assets, I had 715. That was because you are still investing. I'm still improving on my plants and acquiring new plants. So by the later rounds, this fixed assets value will improve. My receivables. So my receivables are here, my inventory, my cash, shareholders' equities and liabilities down here. My share capital is 340. Same for these other guys, except for this last company. My liabilities is not bad. My shareholders, again, not bad. So let's move to, because this is the global part, and we have 3 markets. We have the USA, Asia and Europe. So let me move to USA so that I can review what I did in the USA market. Now in the USA, my sales revenue, I had a sales revenue of 549. I didn't perform as I expected. My promotion, in fact, I just see like we don't have much that you can cover in this page. Same as just the initial page, but this is a different market. So let's go to our next result, which is the ratios. So let me move into the ratio page. So we have let me move into the ratio page. This is my ratio page. We have the market capitalization, and this company here, EMS and the EMS and Co are really advancing in terms of market capitalization. My shares outstanding, we are almost average, because this one has 35. My dividend yield, no one has dividend yield yet. My average trading price 190, and this is the cumulative return to the shareholders. So nothing about it. Okay, these are the key performance indicators. We have the gross margin in percent. So basically, this page, I normally prefer that ensure that most of your indicators are more than 25%. So if you look at my gross margin in percent, it's 42. Again, is very well. For the operating profit before depreciation, the EMS and core are the ones who really got above 25%, and we are still starting on this round, so we should not worry because this is round 1. Same for the EBIT and ROS. I had 2.95. These other ones had negative, so we are still investing. Equity ratio, I had more than 25%. My net debt to equity, I think this one is more because I had this huge debt because I was improving on my products. My return on capital employed, it's 10. My return on equity, it's 5. This other one had more than 25. My earnings per share was $1. So I'll try and improve on my next round. So let's move to market report and see what we did, how I performed in my market report. So this is my market report. Under the market report, here we have the global market shares. For Tech1 product, I had 18.93 of the global market. So the global market shares by team, our team had 18.44% of the global market. And since you are measuring, most of us are measuring on Tech1, that's why you are seeing that Tech1 is occupying like 97% of the market, because this is the initial rounds. Because what I normally advise is that in early rounds, you just focus on Tech1 and Tech2 for round 1, 2, and 3. Then after round 3, you develop Tech3 and 4, so that you'll sell it in the later rounds, which are round 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. After round 6, you just focus on developing this Tech3 and 4, because that's where the market is growing and they will bring more profits and more sales, because if you see more sales, more profits. So let's continue with our analyzing. So we have product prices per technology. Tech1, this one sold it at, in Europe for Tech1, he sold it at €140, sorry. Mine I had 135 because I didn't want to price it more expensively than, again, I didn't want to price it more cheaply, because I was looking at my contribution margin and getting this competitive nature, because this one had 100, this one had 140. Me, I priced mine at 135. So let's check on one of the markets, which is the USA. So let's start with the USA. Under the USA market report, for my market share in USA, I had 11.02. So because most of us were mainly focusing on Tech1 product, my sales were 976,000. So we have Tech1. My selling price for Tech1 was 250, because I was trying to get the market share, because in terms of pricing and improve my contribution margin. My number of features that I offered were 4. My market strategy was balanced. The number of units that I sold were 976, because my demand was 976. You can see it there. I didn't develop any Tech2 product, because as I said, for the Tech1 and Tech2, you just mainly focus for round 1, 2, and 3. So let's move to my HR report, because I believe that's the next one. So my HR report. So this is my HR. In my HR report, my wages were a bit more than the rest, because I wanted to improve on my efficiency. My training budget for the month, because again, I wanted to improve, I was more than the other. The person's allocation of person days, I allocated 47.5%. My efficiency multiplier, you can see that I had the highest efficiency, which is 0.994. Number of R&D personnel last round was 200. My resignation again was the lowest, only 6 people. resigned, and I recruited 11 more. I added 11 more workforce in my employees. So the layoff cost I didn't have. Recruitment cost was 44. My total monthly cost per employee was 7,530. So this is my personal turnover. The EMS and car had 8. I had 3. I think I had the lowest personal turnover. And so let's check on this. So we don't have much there. So let's check on my production. So my production report. Under my production report, we have here the number of units that I produced, because my capacity, again, the total manufacturing, I had this is which one I had. My capacity utilization, I had 90, because I was aiming at 100. The only blue had 100, and oak. Then my inventories, you can check, we don't have much here. So let me go to the manufacturing part, the manufacturing details. Under the manufacturing details, in USA, in-house manufacturing, I had 5,000 units, so about 6,000. And I normally advise that you focus on in-house manufacturing, because if you keep on contract manufacturing, your capacity utilization will be less than 100%. So you'll be losing your potential market. Ensure that you are not your production plant, you maximize on them so that you improve on your utilization, and reduce on outsourcing, because you can see this is my report for the production. And what I normally prefer is that I keep on aiming at getting rid of my contract manufacturing, because if I say let me ship to Asia, it will give me transportation cost, and I'll just have to put the expense on the customers, because I love to increase the price so that I may control my margin. Because if I don't put there, I don't increase my selling price, the margin will be low, and I might end up getting some losses. So I normally prefer that push your production to in-house manufacturing. So let's go to logistic details. Under my logistic details, I normally aim at spending less, because I normally want to utilize my logistics appropriately and ensure that I have zero logistics and transportation in the USA. So in the USA, transportation, let me check on my transportation in USA. For Tech 2, I didn't have any. So let us go to our cost report, because before we go there, my sales in USA for the logistic, I had negative 976. So I lost some money there. My ending inventory was 2,000. So let us go to the cost and look at what we did there. Under the cost, my average logistic cost per sold product, the unicorns, so not much you can see there. The corn product, that's it. So I think next time we'll analyze the one for round 2. So before I can leave the video, kindly subscribe, and you'll help me to continue making videos like this.